Hello, everyone, and thank you for taking the time to listen in. I am Maipilo, and this is a warm-hearted welcome to a segment under Towela and I's collaboration titled Creative Connect, under which we will be helping creatives connect with each other, as well as connect with their inner sparks for a more meaningful and productive community in Botswana. Today, we will be discussing ways in which you can feed your interest and develop your creative outlet. This is building onto last week's discussion, so for those who missed out, I recommend you take a listen to that first. The talking points for today will include considering your objectives, the nature and origin of your content, as well as the need for resources and the tangible practical inputs. When you have managed to identify an interest and a potential creative outlet, initiating and following through with it requires another set of aspects to consider and commit to. As mentioned in last week's discussion, your creative expression is a self-motivated process driven by self-awareness. Developing and feeding your interest requires you to have an idea or roadmap of sorts as to what you would like to accomplish. Once establishing patterns of interest and behaviors, putting your reasons into perspective in regards to the aims, objectives, and the desired outcomes of wanting to pursue a creative outlet will help you establish the level of commitment in the form of time and other resources that will need to be dedicated to the skill and craft. For those outside or new to the creative community, this may be an opportunity to participate in an alternative pastime, also known as a hobby, make new social connections, or simply find another way to have productive fun. For long-standing members of the creative community, the additional outlet may be a way to elevate or change the direction, form, or style of your work, or in other instances, improve on your stream of revenue. The reasons for both parties are vast, also individual, and above and beyond that, contribute to a sense of fulfillment. Once reflection on the reasons has taken place, the fun can begin. Choosing the content. The subject matter and developing a point of view are an exciting and ongoing process for both newcomers and old. What you choose to feature, highlight, and say in and through your creative outlet does not need to be overly convoluted or existential by any means. The pressure of producing a certain style of work or pandering to external expectations can be a source of anxiety and doubt, but it is worth remembering your objectives and knowing that the content and message of your work is allowed to change and adjust in accordance to your personal preferences and does not have to be seen or liked by other people. However, for those new to their creative outlet, it is perfectly okay to indulge in the reproduction of or replication of work by another artist at the beginning of your journey in order to gain confidence in your abilities and skills. In fact, a bulk of the learning process, whether be it in fine arts, visual arts, performing arts, or craft making, is done through imitation and duplication. As a starting point to choosing personalized content and subject matter, you can look towards your curiosity. Author Elizabeth Gilbert believes, as do I, that all creativity begins with curiosity. Curiosity is the strong desire to know or learn about something. In the same breath, it is your ability to ask questions of and about an interest you have. Curiosity should always be at the forefront as one of the fundamental driving forces behind your interest and how you develop it. Because your personal ability to ask questions is what will determine the distinct nature of how you engage with your outlet and how you choose to use it as a means of expression. Despite being energized and activated by an activity, there are bound to be challenging periods. So by embracing curiosity, you will be able to work through the periods of boredom, difficulty, and monotony that are an unavoidable part of the creative process. For example, if your chosen creative outlet is movement and dance, some of your objectives may include to simply learn the basics of a certain style and technique or keep in shape, but your curiosity Your questions can possibly stem from how you can use that dance form to improve your self-confidence, emotional stability, or even interactions with other people. These questions can then push you through the periods of self-doubt or other difficulties. For example, in my case, movement and dance came to me during my university years. What started as a compulsory elective for my undergraduate studies turned into a full-blown passion, culminating in a master's degree. The underlying curiosity and driving questions were always, how far could I take this medium? More in particular, how much could my body do? With other bodies, by itself, how much stronger could I get? All of these questions kept me energized and going even during times of extreme mental and physical fatigue. Subsequent to curiosity is inspiration. Cultivating or finding sources of inspiration is a vital element to feeding and developing your interest. Inspiration can be described as being mentally energized and emotionally enthused. As discussed last week, the admiration and influence from other practitioners may have been an encouraging factor in your initial decision to pursue your chosen creative outlet. But in order to sustain that determination and sense of purpose, it is worth exploring additional sources which can go on to form your personal collection of stimulating material. These sources will be there for you to refer back to when the process starts getting a little boring or frustrating. Much like inspiration, having resources is vital when looking to have a functional and effective creative outlet. Regardless of whether you are a newcomer or long-serving member of the creative community, having access to resources is a way to weather the exacting storms and nourish your artistry during droughts of inspiration. In most cases, curating a personalized collection of sources is a discerning strategy to circumvent creative blocks, which take hold in various ways for each individual. Because everyone has distinct ways in which they are stimulated, absorb information, and require support, the resources can be in any given format and combination, consisting of books, websites, places to visit, objects, organizations, and places of funding, just to name a few. Always remember to choose things that speak to your sentiments and preferences. For long-standing and serving members of the creative community, a well-curated resource supply functions and should be thought of as a professional and career asset. Another important step forward is the choice in medium of expression. There are a multitude of creative mediums to learn and enjoy, but the best choice is the one informed and aligned to your desired outcomes and objectives. Think of the medium of expression as a material that makes your ideas visible, or the form that carries and transmits your messages. Every medium of expression has a set of tools or media that are used during the process. For example, people inclined to visual representations and imagery may choose to learn about and use the mediums of painting, drawing, or photography. The tools required for the medium of painting are the canvas or paper, the brushes and paint, be it acrylic, oil, or water. The basic tools for drawing are the pencils and paper, and those of photography are the camera, personal computer, and editing software. There are a wide range of options. However, to successfully sustain a creative practice, factors such as personal cost, benefits, as well as limitations presented by the medium must be considered. Different mediums of expression require differing levels of monetary investment and physical input. It is worth thinking about what you are willing and able to dedicate to your choice in regards to time, money, physical ability, amongst a few. For example, an office-based and socially isolated person has the objectives of engaging more with his body and being more social. However, his curiosity is about how people form social relationships. In this case, the ideal medium of expression and creative outlet would be dramatic acting, because it requires the use of the body, and often the process and subject matter is relationship-centered and driven. Within the medium of dramatic acting, there are several genres and types to explore. The tool in this particular medium is the person himself or herself, his or her knowledge and often lived experiences. The level of monetary and time investment would depend on whether he or she chooses to join a free community theatre group, or if available to him or her, enroll himself or herself into paid lessons with a specialized teacher or acting coach. Before rounding off today's discussion, I want to speak towards the added value that new but mainly seasoned creatives can receive from building onto their chosen creative outlet by adopting additional tools, methods, and techniques that enhance but still correspond to their chosen medium. For example, a dramatic actor, you may have training and experience in forms such as musical theater and mime. Let's say your training was centered on performing on the stage. However, you would like to transition into the film world and also do acting on screen. This will require you to familiarize yourself with additional acting techniques to be able to perform and hopefully excel in both areas. Stage and screen actors are fundamentally doing the same activity, but there are differences in delivery, environment, and process. The actor that equips themselves with a wide range of acting forms and techniques is not only versatile, but can employ additional perspectives and process methods in their creative practice. This can result in a better articulated and heightened outcome. Before I sign off, I'm going to pose a few questions that I would like you to think over and answer to help you consolidate today and last week's discussion. In regards to your objectives, consider where you would like to spend your time. This could be a real place or the mood and atmosphere of the environment. To help you with content production, ask yourself what you regularly like to talk about and read about. And when determining the medium of expression, think about whether you prefer working alone or on a team with groups of people. That's it from me today. As always, we encourage all of you to come on the journey with us and stay the course. We love hearing from you. Your presence and participation are vital, so we encourage and welcome your feedback, questions, and comments that will be addressed in the follow-up topic next Thursday. Thank you for joining us, and until next time, stay connected by staying tuned.